Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from XTERRA Oak Mountain. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Premium Plus Sports, and our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, the 2022 XTERRA World Champion, Solenne Billouin.
Yeah.
Close, right?
That's correct.
Wow.
Not bad.
Wow. I'm very excited about that. So talk a little about winning. Was that the first time you went to the World Championships for XTERRA?
Yeah, that was my first XTERRA World Championship.
And you win it. What's the big deal?
Yeah,
so
I know.
you just drop the microphone and retire from the sport.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that was just a course for me this year. Just the weather and everything. I managed it well.
Yes. And then you just got second and had a great race with Elise at Taiwan.
Yeah. So that's a good way to open the season. I think it give me like good confidence.
Yes.
And even if I am the world champion, I know all these girls are really strong.
Really strong.
And we are racing more than 10 times this year, so I know there is a spot on the podium for everyone at every race, and we have to start the battle again.
Yes.
So that's cool.
And your background is cyclocross?
I used to be a road cyclist.
Road cyclist is first.
Yeah, I started cycling when I was 9 years old.
9 years old?
Yeah, I just follow my little brother.
Your little brother was a cyclist?
Yeah, there were two. And I just follow. And I did a lot of road cycling, and then I was a bit bored about it. So I had to try
And you wanted to get dirty?
Yeah, I like cyclocross, and I don't like to train under the rain or cold weather, but I like to race with hard weather condition.
So if it's cold and rainy on race day, you're good with that?
Yeah, I think I managed it well. I showed that I had good skills when it was muddy or rainy and all this.
Yes. So from starting in, was it 2013 or so? Let's see, what year was it? Where you were living in a van, traveling around doing cyclocross?
No, I actually lived in a van for 2 years when I started XTERRA, but I always did a bit of cyclocross.
You always did it?
Yeah, it was just like, it's really the sport I like the most, I think.
Yes.
And but I do it mostly for pleasure, I think.
Is it compatible with XTERRA, or is it totally different?
I will say you can do both when you are when you don't want to hit the highest level.
Yes.
But if you want to be really good in XTERRA, I don't think that's very compatible.
Yes.
Just because then you race during winter and then you race during all summer, and that's just
you
too
burn
much.
yourself out.
Yeah, that's really too much. But I'm probably gonna do some cyclocross for fun again this winter, but I don't want to do again World Cup and a full season.
But try to do a World Cup season of cyclocross and then try to do an XTERRA with a World Cup. That's hard to do.
Yeah. I tried last winter, and I don't think that's the best to perform.
So the 2 years in a van, no address, you enjoyed that?
Yeah. I mean, that's how I really start XTERRA as an elite. I gave me the opportunity to travel and to race.
Yes.
And first I was like, let's travel around Europe. And I was starting being good at XTERRA. So I was like, let's focus a bit more on XTERRA. And that was a really great adventure and experience.
Yes.
But I stopped this because right now I think I want to be even better and I need to be a bit more structured. But that was a really nice experience.
What a great experience that is. And can the women in the sport, there's like a lot of times in road cycling, it's very difficult for people to be friends because it's a lot of drafting, people sitting in, it's a little different. You find in XTERRA you can be friends with the girls you're racing with?
Yeah, I think it's often we have some time together.
Yes.
Like I did the bike recon and I had a coffee with Loan yesterday.
Yes.
And we also just keep in touch during winter. And I think we are really good friends.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really nice atmosphere. But when we race,
you race.
Yeah, we race.
Yes.
And that's something really special. And that's really something I didn't have in cycling. Cycling, it's a lot about you hate a bit.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
It's a different mentality.
Yeah,
I think in road racing it is because it's like I want to do as little work as possible, I want to sit in.
And you compare yourself to the other girls a lot.
Yes.
And especially, I don't know, maybe because you are racing every weekend.
Yes.
But in XTERRA, it's more like you build your fitness and you decide the race you want to be good at.
Right.
So you try to focus a bit more on yourself instead of just comparing your level to the other girls every time you train with them or race with them. It's very different.
It's so different. Yeah. No, I've just interviewing people at different races like that. So in that race with Elise, where you two were basically, you found out ahead of the race that, by the way, we won't have any aid stations on the run, on the race, because it's too difficult to have them out there. So you were pretty much on your own. Elise had a camelback, but you were already there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tactical choice from her,
yes.
and I think that was a smart choice because it was very humid and very hot, and that's a long race there because there is a lot of elevation.
Yes.
And I didn't feel that I was missing water on the bike. I was really good. I was leading on the bike, and I made a small gap. And then I ran with her for 4K, and that was a great battle.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's not often that we can keep the wheels or the feet like this for a long time. And then she made her move to the win when I struggled with the heat. Yes. But I was happy to start the season with this second place.
Second place. What's wrong with that? That's that's very cool. And you're also doing. You won the season 2022. You won the season opener, XTERRA Portugal, fourth at XTERRA France. So would you look at 2022 as your best season so far in the sport?
Yeah, I mean, if I look at 2020, 2021, and then 2022, I just improved each year. But 2022 was really like every race I plan on my calendar, I did well.
Yes.
I did third at the ITU World Championship. Yes. Then I won the XTERRA World Championship, the French Championship. It was, I don't know, it was working well. And this year is a bit different. I mean, I'm really enjoying being world champion. And I think I'm a bit in a transition year because I try to structure a bit more around me. Right. So I don't feel I'm in my best shape right now. Right. But I think I'm building for the next years.
Well, and it's hard to be in great shape in May when the season goes through October. It's hard to, because every race is important. Yeah. But you're the defending world champion. Yeah, what matters is the world championship.
And also, you can't expect an athlete to be at his or her top level
all year long. No.
And it's very different this year. It's the first year with World Cup, which means jet lag, a lot of traveling.
A lot of travel.
A bigger density of athletes, more tactical race. So that's a lot of changes, and I want to give me some time to adapt to this. Sure. And to enjoy my title with no pressure about I am the world champion, I have to be the best in all races. It's not how it works.
Well, and then what happens is then you have the target on your back because you're the world champion. Every race you go to, if you don't win, people are like, oh, well, what's wrong? Yeah.
But again, I focus on myself. I know how sports works. Yes. And I know it's not possible to be always the best.
How did it change your life winning the world championship, or did it?
I think, as I said, it helped me to structure around me with some staff and some sponsors and more people that support my career. And it's also helped me to see myself more professional. Yes. Because I was really I'm trying XTERRA and let's just enjoy race by race. And since the title, I'm really now you are professional.
You're a professional.
So you deserve to have a good setup around you. So it changed my mindset a lot. And I'm still structuring around me. And I'm sure this year or next year it's going to be very good for me.
Yes. How does this course suit you?
Again, very different. Not a lot of elevation, but you have a lot of twist and turn, a lot of focus. Yes. So I think the end of the course is going to be hard because you have to keep focus. But it's very, very different, and that's what I like about XTERRA. It's
Every course is different.
Yeah, yeah. So it can suit you or not, but you have to adapt.
You always have to adapt.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it rains a lot between now and race day,
I would love it. I want a big storm during the race. You know,
you would like that little thunder, a little fun stuff going on. I like that.
Some trees falling and.
Yes, exactly. And in terms of short course, do you train for the short course, or short track, or do you just sort of, you train for the longer race and you just race the short track?
No, I mostly train for the full format.
Yes.
The long race, but I improve my technique. So if you have better technique, then
you'd be better for short track. Yes.
And also, when I race cyclocross during winter, it's 50 minutes, so it's close to the 40 minutes of short track.
Yes.
So like my body is used to this high intensity.
Yes.
So no, I really focus on long distance, but I know I can be also really good at short track.
When you have when you've won a world championship and you're going back to the same course where you won the world championship, will you go there early to train on that course, or is it one of those things that, okay, I've won it, I know the course, I don't have to get there quite that early?
The first time you go to a course, you have to be there really early, like here, because you have to remember the full course, the corners, and to all this. So not really, but it's gonna be really different, I think, because the Worlds this year are 3 weeks before, so it's end of September.
Yes.
So it's probably gonna be dry.
Yeah, it won't drier. Be as wet. Yeah, and hotter.
Yeah, so probably very different. Yeah.
So you'll probably need to get there and train on that course because it will be different.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have the course in mind, it's really you really have less to do, like less to reckon to do, because you can close your eyes and you already know where to go, Right. So we often arrive like 5 days before the race, and that's often enough.
So having the background in cyclocross, obviously running and cycling are something you've done a lot of. Was the swimming a tough thing for you?
Yeah, sure. Like everyone, I think when you start and you are like 18 or 20, it's
learning the feel for the water is so hard.
Yeah, sure. But actually, I improved quite fast, I think, and I would say I have to improve my run more than my swim.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just the last spot in the race, and that's often where you can lose the podium or the win.
Yes, in the run. Yeah. It's interesting because I think in the road try, the swim is even more important because it's hard to get away on the bike.
Sure, because you have the drafting.
Yes.
But here in XTERRA, that's important to be in a pack because you want to have, maybe you want a girl to show you the line to be in front, or you want also to fight, because that's fun.
Yes.
You want to show you are the best and all this. You don't want to do the 2 hours of bike by yourself.
You don't want to be off the front by yourself?
No, sure, no. I mean, being at the front is always nice, but you don't want to be at the back and do the bike course by yourself and be like, oh, maybe I'm 10 minutes behind and I'm out of the race. But you never know in mountain bike because you can't see really far on the trail,
Right.
So that's why it's very important being in a pack. It's because then you know where you are. So
you want to be out with the top swimmers who are also great cyclists.
Yeah, exactly. That's often what I do.
Exactly.
I look around and I'm like, okay.
Okay, she's here. Yeah. Who do you want to be with out of the water?
I think we are often together, I will say, like the good bikers. Alizé, Loan, Sandra, Marta.
Yes.
These girls. It's often we are swimming together and starting the bike in a group.
Is it hard though when you get to single track to when you have a group? Because when you're by yourself, you can just go.
Yeah.
When you've got a group and you're going to single track, sometimes the groups can slow you down.
Yeah, but it's about making choice.
Yes.
Again, you have to know really well the other athletes.
Right.
And like this girl, I know she's fast, so being on the wheel, it's gonna help me. Or this girl, it's better if I'm in front. And then you make choice, and just before the single track, you decide where you go.
Yes.
And it's a bit of fight of like the first who can go in front.
Right.
So yeah.
Is this course a lot of single track?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of single track. Most of it.
Yeah.
The whole thing is single track, pretty much.
maybe like 20K to 32.
Wow.
Or 20,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's going to be fun to watch.
I think so. It's going to be fun to
race.
To race. Sure.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
taking
to
time.
you.
Really a treat to get to meet you, and best of luck this weekend. It's going to be
Thank
great.
you.
It's so fun to watch you guys race.
Thank you. We will
keep,
try to
you keep
push.
teaching me more
Yeah,
and more
sure.
about this sport. I love it. Solenne Billouin.
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 Billouin. Yeah, that's good.
Solenne Billouin. Look at that. I'm getting that. Again, thanks everybody for being here. Breakfast with Bob, XTERRA, Oak Mountain. Hold on. We will be right back.